Hey guys, John and Lindsay back here for video number 3 of our blind bourbon and whiskey reviews. We're both going to be doing a review today, and just to keep you guys up to date with how we do things, everything is on our own personal preference. We're not professionals by any means, and we do it on a 25-point scale and multiply it at the end to get our scores up to 100 points. We do 5 points for smell, 10 points for taste, 5 points for finish, 2.5 for bottle, 2.5 for the look of the liquid, and then we finish it all off at the end and give our final look at how we feel about the bourbon or whiskey that we were tasting. So with that being said, we're going to get on to taste test number 3. All right, so John's up first, so he's going to start off with smells. What smells are we picking up?
I get spearmint and cinnamon are the first two things that hit me. A little bit of dark fruit, like maybe black cherries. Definitely a berry.
Anything else?
Small bit of oak and vanilla. I actually get more smells out of this than any whiskey that I've had so far. That's about it. I just keep coming back to cinnamon and mint.
All right, so for smells, what would we give it out of 5 points?
I'd give it a 4.5. It was very pleasant.
Okay. Now on to taste. You've had a couple tastes of it. How are we feeling about that?
Surprisingly good. It is very smooth, slightly sweet, not overly sweet. It kind of reminds me of a wheated bourbon. I'm not sure if it is a 100%, but I do taste a little bit of rye on the back. Both the smell and the taste, I don't really get any alcohol. And this one gives me less heartburn than any other whiskey that I've tried. Okay. For taste, I get the cinnamon and the mint both follow through. It's a little creamy, a little sweet, like creme brulee almost. A little bit of vanilla. That's about it.
So what are we giving it out of 10 points for taste?
Taste is not as good as the smell is, but it is still very good. I'd give the taste 8.5.
Okay. And how about the finish?
Finish, the mouthfeel is all amazing. Very, very smooth. It's kind of thin. It coats your mouth, but it's not overpowering.
It doesn't stick around for long.
No, it doesn't at all. You get a little bit of hug. It doesn't overpower. It doesn't cripple you. So the finish, I'd give it a 5 on the finish. So before the reveal, I want to say that this kind of tastes like one of my everyday drinkers. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's very good, and I possibly know what it is, but let's see the reveal.
So what you have been drinking is actually 100 proof. It is one of your daily drinkers, and it is none other than Evan Williams, 100 proof.
Bottled in bond.
One of John's absolute favorite bourbons at the current moment. And I'm impressed because every time he drinks this, he always tells me, oh, can you smell the cherries? Can you smell the cherries? And I can, but he didn't pick up on those this time, which I was kind of impressed.
I did on the taste and the smell.
So we'll see how that goes. All right, so to finish up, John has already scored the smell, the taste, and the finish. So now we're looking at the bottle and the liquid. What are we giving out of 2.5 for each of those?
All right, for the color, I'd give it a 2.5. It's got a beautiful red tinted copper. Very pleasant to look at. And the bottle, I would give it a 1.5. It's not my favorite bottle. I've never been a fan of Evan Williams until this one. I was never a fan of the black label. It's kind of similar to it. Kind of reminds me of Jim Beam, and it's just not unique, so that's why it's a little bit lower on that.
So the final score for John, after we've tallied up his taste points, smell points, bottle color of the liquid, and the finish of it. He rounded it to 22 points, which gives it an 88 out of 100 overall for his personal preference, which isn't surprising to me at all because, again, this is one of his favorite bourbons right now. He drinks it pretty much every day, if not every other. It's a good one for him. It's a good daily drinker for him.
Now, it does surprise me because it is a $17 bottle, and I drink it everything. I drink it mixed, I drink it old-fashioned, I drink it neat, and I didn't think I'd rate it my highest rated over Blanton's and whatever else I tasted. Elijah Craig, and we did some reviews to ourselves just practicing, and I didn't rate anything this high. So it kind of surprises me. So it is very, very good for the price. Now, Lindsey accused me of not getting cherry. I did get it in the smell. We went back and looked, but I did not get it in the taste. Alright, so now we're going to put all Lindsey's accusations aside and on to her tasting. How does this smell? And what do you get?
It smells really sweet. I smell like cream almost. I smell some kind of a spice. I can't put my finger on which one it is, but it's really strong and a very small, subtle hint of vanilla and like almost caramel. But I'm picking up a lot of sweet out of this. But I mean, it smells good. It's not too alcohol-y, so I probably give it a 4.5.
Decent. Alright. You want to try to taste it? Alright, so are you picking up any tasting notes? Is it pleasant? Is it good? Is it bad?
It's not bad. It's the sweetness definitely transfers over. It's pretty pleasing in my mouth. It's not like super proofy, I'm gonna say, but I could be wrong. I mean, I get the sweet, I get a little bit of vanilla, I get the oak, of course. I get a little bit of rye in the back of my mouth too, but I seem to always get that, I feel like. It's not awful, but again, I taste that spice of something, but I can't put my finger on what spice I'm tasting either. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely get the sweet caramely vanilla flavor coming through.
Okay, out of 10, what would you give the taste?
I'd give it an 8. It's a pretty solid taste to me. It's not awful by any means.
Okay, that's a decent score. On to the finish. How does the finish, the mouth feel? How does all that feel?
It's not in my mouth for very long. It goes away pretty quick. I mean, it does have really thick legs, which I'm kind of surprised by how quickly it gets out of my mouth with that. I got a nice little hug, not getting suffocated by the hug or the alcohol at all. I mean, it's a nice little burn on the way down, but nothing crazy. So, I mean, I give the finish a 4. It's not the best finish, but it's up there. It's a good one, for sure.
Okay, so you gave it the finish a good score. How about the color? What does the color look like?
The color is dark and golden. I mean, I see little hints of red here and there, so I mean, it's a pretty nice color. I'd give it a 2. It's not my favorite. It's not shimmery enough. I like it when it shimmers a lot. So, I mean, it doesn't have a good enough shimmer for me to give it full points for that, but...
Okay, before we reveal, I want to see if you can guess what it is. You have any guesses? It is one that you have had, one that you do like.
Because it's so sweet, I want to say that it's ocean, but I don't get the salt, so I don't think it is.
Okay. I will say it's made by Buffalo Trace Distillery. Any guess now?
Now that makes me think it might be Weller. I don't know.
It is not Weller. It is a single barrel.
I'm not sure.
It is 93 proof.
Did you give me Blanton's?
It is also
You gave me Blanton's.
our most recent empty bottle. We just killed this bottle to do the blind tasting.
Here it is.
I gave her a lot. She wasn't really happy on the amount that I gave her. So, how many points do you give on this bottle?
Blanton's is my favorite bottle so far. I really, really like Blanton's bottle. The only thing that disappoints me with it is the cork pop, because we've heard quite a few, the ones that have the longer necks give a little bit better cork pop, and we're kind of picky about that. But by far, I have to give it the 2.5 points, because it's my favorite bottle of all time. It's just so unique and different, and they do everything hands on, like it's all personal. And I mean, I feel like when you get that bottle of Blanton's, you're getting something that is handcrafted just for you. And I know it's not, but I mean, these people put a lot of time and effort into those bottles, so that's by far, I have to give it the full points for that.
Being Elmer T. Lee's creation, it is very amazing. And I think you gave it a very good score, very accurate score.
I'm not surprised. All right, so my final score for Blanton's, which was my blind tasting today, was 21 points. So we round that up to 84 out of 100, which I'm a little disappointed because it is one of my favorites. So I'm okay with that though, because it is still a pretty decent score, but I was kind of hoping to score it a little bit higher. And then John did 88 out of 100 for Evan Williams Bottled and Bond 100 proof white label.
Which I went back and I also gave Blanton's an 88, so $17 bottles, $60 bottle, I scored the same.
But they're both equally good bourbons, so that's fair enough in our own tasting world. That's good enough for us. I mean, that's the difference of just the craft and the creativity that these guys have. A $17 bottle and a $60 bottle have the same appeal to John, which is pretty awesome.
So I would highly recommend getting both of these bottles. Blanton's is hard to find. If you see it, pick it up. Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, I think it's one of the most underrated bourbons there is. I think it's better than Henry McKenna, that was just voted the best bourbon. Both are good, but I think Evan Williams beats it out. But if you see some, pick it up. It's everywhere.
And you can't beat it. I mean, it's $18 for a fifth, and it's awesome. It'll be the best $18 you spent that day, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for tuning in again, guys. Like it, share it, comment, post it, whatever you want to do with it. Please let us know if there's something you want us to taste or see. If there's something that you guys want, we are more than willing to do that too. We'll go out and buy a bottle and taste it and, you know, give you guys our opinion on it. And as always, we appreciate your guys' views. We appreciate you watching, and stay tuned. We will be putting out some more videos soon for you guys.
Give us some thumbs up and alcohol you later.